What's the secret to winning bids after you submit your proposal? There is a strategy that you can use to multiply your chances of winning the jobs every single time. My name is Daniel Quindemil, founder of IM Builders, and I'm a construction consultant, and I specialize in helping contractors grow their construction business. And today we're going to talk about the secret to winning jobs after you submit the proposal. The biggest mistake that almost every single contractor makes, and it's typically because they're so busy that they don't have time to do it, is following up on jobs. I mean, I can't stress that enough. Contractors do not follow up on jobs. They're really bad at it. I remember one time I was putting together a proposal for a project. So we estimated a project. We were doing pre-construction for a project for one of our clients. He was a developer, and we did the whole estimate. And then he asked me to get subcontractors because they were going to self-perform. They're going to be owner builders. And I remember that I went to the Blue Book and I put up an invitation to bid, and I clicked the little boxes for all the subcontractors, and I submitted the invitation to bid. And what happened was I started getting a bunch of proposals coming in my email. And these are all companies that I had no clue who they were. Like, I didn't select the companies when I checked the little boxes. I just said, invite a bunch of drywall contractors, invite a bunch of painting contractors, invite a bunch of framers. And what happened was they were sending all these proposals and I didn't know who they were. So the only thing that I had to go by was the price. I didn't know if they were reputable. I didn't have any relationship with them. I didn't know anything. So I put together this bid package and I gave it over to them. And the truth is that a few of those people did follow up. Guess who did get my attention? It was the people that actually did follow up. And now I wish that some of those people would have actually taken the time to drive to my office and meet me, shake hands and say, hey, we just bid this project for you. I know that you're doing the pre-construction for it, but I wanted to just shake your hand and get to know you and have 5 or 10 minutes of small talk because I want to start working with you and I want you to introduce me almost like a referral to the owner. Had anybody done that, nobody did that. Trust me, like nobody came to my door and nobody did that. Had any of those people come, I would have put a face to the name and I would have been able to say, oh, you know what? Let me put this guy as a priority because he actually took the time to come visit me at my office. And that is the secret. Almost no contractor does it. And I really strongly believe it's because they're busy. You're busy going to job sites, supervising your jobs, running your companies. And the mistake is that you don't visit the people. And a lot of times you don't follow up. So this is how you do it. What you do is you get your CRM. A CRM is a construction relationship manager where you can log all of your projects. So you need one of these. We're actually developing one. It's called Capstone. It's not ready yet, or maybe it is ready at the time of you watching this video. But if it is, we'll put it in the links below. I saw that a lot of our clients, we were estimating the jobs for them and then they were bidding them and preparing their proposals, but then they didn't follow up. And I think a big reason is because contractors are so busy that truthfully, contractors are a little bit disorganized. So they don't have a system in place to follow up. And all you need is literally an Excel file where you'll put the name of the job, the contact information, and the date of your last contact. And that's it. And what you do is you go and you filter, you do a little filter and you say, okay, who do I want to call today? Let me see all the people that we submitted proposals for. Boom. Hey, how's the project coming along? Hey, can I get an update? Hey, can I get an update? There are a few good things that are going to come out of that. Number one, you're going to build relationships with your clients. And again, the best way to do it is if you actually get in your car and drive over there and go visit your client. That's the best way, that little small talk and the shaking hands and looking eye to eye. Remember, guys, we are in the people business. We're not in the construction business. We are in the people business. People will buy eye to eye, face-to-face, shaking hands. That's going to give you 10 times the value of just a phone call. But if the only time you have is a phone call, you have to call at least in the beginning. I recommend you call as soon as you submit your proposal, then put on your schedule to call a week from now. Then after that, a week to a week and a half every single week. Boom, boom. And don't be creepy. Don't be annoying. I remember one time I was that project that I was talking about that I was getting proposals from, there was a concrete guy that would call me every single day. Hey, can I get an update? Hey, can I get an update? Hey, can I get an update? As soon as I saw his number, I started ignoring the call because obviously the guy doesn't have work coming up. If not, he wouldn't be investing in so many phone calls to me. So that kind of gave me an indicator like, hey, maybe we don't want to use that guy. So now these follow-ups, what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to build a relationship. You're going to get feedback on your price. You're going to be able to adjust your price for market value. What happens is the market's always changing. So today you're bidding for this company and this is the price. But then tomorrow you're bidding for the same company and you call follow up and now your price is too high. It's like, oh, what happened? Oh, because things went down. Maybe labor went down, or maybe the competitors on that job are cheaper. Maybe you find out maybe your price is too low, or I don't know, whatever the scenario is, you're going to be able to get feedback so you can start adjusting your price. Hey, so what do you think about that so far? Go ahead and comment below and let me know what your thoughts are. I remember there was a company called RCC that we used to go do a lot of bidding for and do a lot of projects for. And we would make it a point to go once a month because they were giving us a lot of work. And every time I went to the estimator's office, it was two estimators. They would actually spend time. They would take 10 or 15 minutes out of their day because we, an hour north driving to go visit them. What they would do is they would actually open up the books. They would start seeing the numbers. They would start seeing what projects are getting awarded, which ones they lost, which ones they won. And they were able to give us a little bit of feedback on our numbers. And then I remember a couple of scenarios where they actually said, we just won this job. Why don't you call John, or I can't remember the guy's name, but call John, and he's doing the buyout on Monday. Call him at like 9 a.m. is the perfect time. So you get like inside information. If you start building these relationships, people like helping each other. They do. When you start building relationships, they're going to want to see you succeed. So they're going to give you inside information. They're going to try to help you out. They're going to give you a good word. And then what happens is once you start landing jobs, you're going to start building a reputation within the organization. And again, I always talk about this over and over and over. Once you get behind enemy lines, once you start getting jobs, now you got to invest in the owners. Make it a point to go to the job site meetings. Make it a point to go pass by the office to pick up your check. I'm telling you, we're going to use something called the mere exposure effect. So this is something that I got from psychology. So in psychology, and this is what they do in marketing and in branding. In psychology, the more touch points you have with a person, the more familiar, therefore, the more you like them. And where that comes from is if you are familiar with someone and they don't present a threat, I mean, this is the subconscious, they don't present a threat to you, then you can trust them, you can like them. So what happens is when you start getting all these touch points, subconsciously, what starts happening is you start building rapport with a person. A phone call, an email, a text, a visit, pass by their office, just drop by, go to the job site meeting, just like even if it's small interactions. And you'll start getting familiar with these people, getting to know them, small talk. Hey, how's your wife? Hey, how's your brother? Hey, how's everything? Oh, how's the job site going? Oh, and then, you do like the contractor talk because contractors love talking. A little tip that I picked up over the years is contractors love talking about problems. They love like complaining. So contractors just like, I don't know, for some reason are just negative people. So what you do is you just bring up like, oh my gosh, like I just had this issue with some guy that didn't pay me. Oh, and then the other guy's, oh my gosh, me too. Oh, and then you guys build rapport because since you're going through that same issue, guess what? You start building rapport. And you can't do that if you don't visit, if you don't have that face-to-face. The mere exposure effect is gold, I'm telling you. So now what happens is once you're in the organization, you're doing jobs, you're going to start building up that reputation. What's going to happen is you're going to have a higher perceived value, and people buy based on their perception of your value. So if your price is $100,000 and they think that, oh my, the competitors are at 105, 110, 120, and your price is at 100, they're going to say, okay, the perceived value by price is there. But guess what? Let's say you're the high bidder or you're the middle bidder. I remember once I had a client of mine, City Construction. His name is Robert. He was a project manager, and I had a really good relationship with him because I made it a point always on my jobs that I would go to the jobs. I would help them sequence the job. I was a subcontractor, so I didn't have to do it, but I would usually help. So I remember on this one project, we were doing the acoustical ceilings on this project, and the GC had a big issue where the ceiling height conflicted with the height where the VAV had to go. A VAV is basically an HVAC unit that it opens and closes and allows more air to come in and out through the ductwork. So what happens is the GC was having a really tough time, and he basically put us on hold to not put up our ceiling framing. I wanted to start hanging the mains and the T's, and he said like, no, we can't because I don't know what height to put you at. We have to adjust it. So I was like, all right, hold on a second. You're the GC and you can't figure this out. All right, hold on a second. So I got my tape, I got my laser, which I always had handy. And I went in and I put my superintendent hat on and I said, okay, so your VAV is this size. We need a clearance. I called my acoustical ceiling guy and I said, how much clearance do you need? Oh, I need 2 inches. Boom, boom, boom. So I went to the cut sheet. I figured out, okay, this thing is 2 inches high or whatever the number was. I can't remember, 1.5 inches. And then, okay, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so your new ceiling height, we just have to drop it 4 inches, and that's your max ceiling height. The guy was like, oh my gosh. And I did the math with my little DeWalt calculator, boom, because obviously converting from inches, you have to be a PhD because it's challenging sometimes, fractions. So anyways, I did the numbers and I just told him what it was. And he was amazed, like that me as the subcontractor, because the GCs always kind of like don't think the subcontractors have a brain, I figured it out for him. And guess what? He wanted me to do all his jobs. Not me, but our company. And obviously I'm leading the project management side. I was a senior project manager. He wanted me to do all the jobs, or us. So I built this really good, like ridiculous high level of perceived value, because not only was I giving good pricing, we were giving good service, I was giving him solutions, I was helping him sequence the jobs, and he loved that. I was helping them. Hey, if you're liking this video so far, we release videos just like this, helping contractors grow their business every single week. So go ahead and like and subscribe below. I remember one time we were putting together a price for a project, and my estimating team, we were the high bidder. So he calls me, he goes, "Hey, Daniel, I know how this goes. You're the high bidder. What can you do to lower the price? We're going to give you the job, but what can you do?" So basically he's telling me, "Hey, Daniel, I'm going to give you the job no matter what price you put, but help me out here. What can you do here?" So I just dropped my price a few $1,000 and boom, I had a contract in my email like 10 or 15 minutes later. Amazing. And that's because I built up the perceived value. And how did we do it? We came in, we did good work. I helped them. I helped build up our value. I built relationships with these people. And eventually they loved working with us so much that it didn't matter what our price was, because even if our price was higher, our perceived value was up here. So they said, "Man, I'm willing to pay more money if I get a successful job and I want to use this company." Boom. And that's how you do it. Now, winning the job after the proposal, there is a specific strategy, and that's one of many that I want to teach you. So I made a training specifically for you. If you're a busy contractor, if you're a general contractor, subcontractor, doesn't matter. If you've been in business for 30 years or you just started out, I made a training just for you where it's going to teach you how to grow your construction business the right way. So go ahead and click the link below or go to iambuilders.com/training.